YouTube, yo, I'm gonna look right in the camera. YouTube, yo, it's me. Yo, it's Michael Rapaport. Yo, subscribe, rate, review, turn on all alerts for my YouTube page. I'm on YouTube. Check me out now. Leave a comment, ask a question. I'm in the comments. I see all the comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Leave a comment, ask a question. Welcome to my YouTube page. Boom, have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom, have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. On today's banging, high-flying, hard-hitting, museum-quality I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, the Super Bowl came. It went. Did tears of Taylor Swift flow? I haven't seen them, but I have a feeling they flowed. Travis Kelce, what were you wearing out of the arena? You looked good going into the arena, but what and why were you wearing the same outfit out of the arena? I'm giving the final honest review on Kendrick Lamar's performance and Kanye West. Yay! Flew over the cuckoo's nest on a banging, high-flying, hard-hitting, fully disruptive I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming up right now. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Start this puppy over to something real nice. Start this puppy over to something real loud. But most importantly, start this I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast off with something real funky.
I Am Rapaport Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Higgity, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. And as you can tell, I am back in New York. Welcome to the Iron Dome of Disruption. Welcome to the Ziggity Zone of Disruption. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the Sultan of Sniff, a.k.a. the Disruptive Warrior. You are now rocking with the very, very best. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is coming live and direct, baby. Oh, yeah. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is in the place to be. 1, 2, 3. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe, rate, review, ask a question. Subscribe, rate, and review, ask a question. I see all the questions. I see all the comments. You got something good to say? Leave a comment. You got something bad to say? Leave a comment. You have a rant request? Leave it. I see it all. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. If you're just listening, you can watch me on our YouTube page at Michael Rapaport. Oh, yeah. I first need to give a shout out to everybody in San Diego who I came across at my shows. 5 sold out shows in San Diego. 5 super duper bowl sold out shows in San Diego. And I have performed at this American comedy company a few times, and every single time I perform in San Diego, every single time I perform at this club, it supersedes my expectations. Anyway, I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast in the place to be, as it is plain to see. So the Super Bowl has come. The Super Bowl has gone. The Philadelphia Eagles destroyed Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Philadelphia Eagles are champions. I have no problem with it. Historically, I'm a New York Giants fan. Historically, I can never really be happy for the Philadelphia Eagles to do anything. I can't stand them historically. But like most New York Giants fans, we're happy for Saquon Barkley. It was the lesser of two evils, no pun intended. But it was a lesser of two eagles and evils. We did not get to see Taylor Swift cry on camera. There have been reports that Taylor Swift did cry leaving the arena. I don't know if that's true or not true, but there are reports that the tears of Taylor Swift did come down. Travis Kelce, who everybody loves. Everybody loves Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, the Kelce brothers. They're very likable, excellent players. It's not like there's some great white hope or great white hype with either one of them, especially Travis Kelce, who arguably might be the greatest tight end of ever. Gronkowski, of course. I love Travis Kelce. I love watching him. He's exciting. He's likable. I don't know why you came to the game with one outfit. You guys and the Chiefs must have really, really thought you were going to win. But Travis Kelce, you could have left in some sweatpants. He came dressed to the nines in some custom-made John Travolta Staying Alive outfit, hair flowing, parted down the middle on some Farrah Fawcett, Scott Baio in his prime, some Rob Lowe in his prime, and you got the crap beaten out of you. Now, I get it. You wear it in, you got to wear it out. You got to look good during a win, you got to look good during a loss, but I don't know, man. You could have thrown on a Chiefs hoodie and stepped out of there. You maybe should have burnt that Staying Alive outfit because you look crazy leaving. You look good coming into the arena like John Travolta. You look crazy in that outfit leaving the game. And you did your hair and everything. I don't get it. But the Eagles did it. It's crazy that they were 2-2 at the bye week. Remember that? They were 2-2 heading into the 5th week. Never would have thought they would have been in the Super Bowl and destroyed Kansas City. I think with all the hype of the Lions, with all the hype of the Chiefs, with all the hype of the Vikings, even the Commanders, they flew right under the radar and they won the Super Bowl without a hiccup. I was surprised. I'm watching the highlights of the game. In hindsight, week 13 versus the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, respectfully, that was sort of the Super Bowl. I wish that the Ravens had got there. I wish that the Bills had gotten there because maybe it would have been a better game. I feel like it would have been a better game, but it just was not the Chiefs' day. It wasn't Patrick Mahomes' day. All this talk of him being the GOAT and where his stock is and all that stuff. He's still Patrick Mahomes. He's still not 30 years old. He still has 3 Super Bowl championships. He still has really, really unique hair and a weird voice. So he's going to be back. I think losing is fantastic. I think it'll be great for him. I think it'll be great for the Chiefs. I think it's great for the NFL. I got home just in time to watch the game. I stuffed my face. My wife had made a concoction of no disrespect. I'm going to be talking about that with my wife. I don't know if you listen to Rapaport's Reality, but it's a great podcast. Rapaport's Reality every week, every Wednesday drops like clockwork every single Wednesday where me and my wife, Kibi, break down all things reality TV, all things popular culture, and some curated gems from our relationship. And one of the curated gems from our relationship that we're absolutely going to discuss this week is the pile of nacho homemade dog she made for me. And my wife is a great cook, and I say it publicly. She's a great cook, and my standards are low, but she supersedes everybody's standards. Anytime somebody has food that my wife cooks, they're like, this is incredible. She's a really, really good cook. And, she had all weekend to decide what she was going to make. And I got home, she goes, I made nachos. And I was like, great. And I took a shower, I got out, I'm watching the pregame, putting some lotion on, getting myself together because I was in San Diego. I flew, yada, yada, yada. And she comes out with this big bowl of homemade nacho. And she knew it and I knew it and we ate it. We ate it because I had no choice. The reason why I ate my wife's Super Bowl nachos is because I had no choice. I had absolutely no choice. I had no other options. And although it looked bad, maybe it tasted fine. It tasted fine. Just the presentation was F. The F for presentation. And I'm not going to say it tasted great. It tasted good. It was sufficient. But we could have just ordered some pizza and called it a day. But like I said, the Super Bowl was a wash. They were chasing around my homeboy from the first play to the end of the game, running for his life. That's probably on the biggest stage, the worst Chiefs game that I've seen. I'm not a Chiefs aficionado, but in terms of big, important games, except for that Super Bowl, the pandemic Super Bowl, they got the crap beaten out of them by Tom Brady. And I know Tom Brady was up there like, ha, 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 all this GOAT talk, ha, ha, ha. The maniacal Tom Brady, because I know he loves Patrick Mahomes and he's got to respect Patrick Mahomes, but you got to go through that fire. Patrick Mahomes, he don't need any pats on the back from me, the Gringo Mandingo. He will be just fine. And I think Travis Kelce, I don't think he's going to want to go out with that. I don't think Travis Kelce is going to want to go out like that, dressed as John Travolta, walking into the arena with his hair parted down the middle, like Chachi from Joni Loves Chachi, like Chachi from Happy Days, and then get spanked. And then either he forgot to wear or bring another outfit, or he was just like, it. I'm just going to wear the same disco uniform out of the arena. So Travis Kelce might be back, but he definitely has slowed down. But like I said, I don't feel bad for the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 Super Bowls. They've dominated the NFL for the last 4 seasons, 5 seasons. They've been ridiculous. They get there, they lose. You get there, they win. They'll be fine. But I will say, Saquon, put your weight on. Congratulations to you. You deserved it. I think it's the greatest season any running back has ever had in the history of the NFL, which is insane. Jalen Hurts, to all the Eagles fans. I don't know what it is about winning a Super Bowl that causes people to do the most loserish things. You win a Super Bowl and you do the most loserish things. I saw some Philadelphia Eagles fans. They had somehow, some way taken down an entire light post. And not only did they take down the light post, they were walking away with it. Where are you going with the light post? And you're doing it without a mask. You're going to get arrested. I saw another guy face plant, and some people were like, "Are you okay?" And other people were like, "Ha ha 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 ha." I don't get it. I don't get why a Super Bowl win or an NHL victory or a Major League Baseball win causes people to do. It's the guy in Cleveland. No one will supersede the guy in Cleveland when the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cleveland, this is for you, LeBron James. Well, I don't need to point out which one because he only won one. Cleveland only won one championship, but it was the Cleveland, this is for you, when the guy ate horse. I don't know if you ever saw the video of the Cleveland Cavaliers fan eating horse dung, but that's a real thing. You could YouTube Cleveland Cavalier fan, not dog, do horse do. That's crazier and the craziest thing I've ever seen a sports fan do in celebration of a win. I don't know how that's celebrating. I don't know if that person ever ate horse dung before or he's eaten horse dung after. And only dudes will do this. See, they say like men and women. You'll only see a guy climb to the top of a pole and backflip off. You'll only see a guy when their sports team wins eat horse dung. They say men and women are equal. We're totally equal, but we ain't the same. And that is hardcore, proven, historical facts. You'll never see a girl. If the WNBA has parades for their teams, you're never going to see the biggest Angel Reese fan or Caitlin Clark fan or the LA Sparks or New York Liberty. You're never going to see some 22-year-old girl go, yeah, and eat horse. That's never going to happen. As much as women love sports, they're never going to celebrate the way men do when their teams win a championship. And of course, next weekend, where I will be performing in Philadelphia on Friday night, Valentine's Day, the city of brotherly love, the city of the brotherly shove, on the day of love, me, Michael Rapaport, in Philly at the Fillmore. Friday night, Valentine's Day, Philadelphia, you got so much to celebrate. Come see me live at the Fillmore. Tickets are available at Michael Rapaport, kickitycomedy.com. This Friday night, it's going to be awesome. The last thing that everybody is discussing about the Super Bowl is, of course, Kendrick Lamar's performance, which I thought was good. I did not think it was great, and I was pumped. I was pumped for Kendrick, and I have said in the past that I really like Kendrick, but sometimes he's offbeat. I know it's blasphemous. I know it is blasphemous, and I know it's a style sometimes, but I personally just don't understand whether it's hip-hop, jazz, rock and roll, if you're singing, rapping, offbeat, how it makes sense. That being said, the majority of his songs I think are dope. I think he's dope. I think he's sick. I think he's iconic. I think he's prolific. I think he's brilliant. And I was excited about Kendrick's performance. But again, as the dust settles from all things Super Bowl Sunday, I personally think it was, I think it was good. I thought the Sam Jackson thing was good. All the symbolism in there was good. But I feel like the sort of attention and energy and we're going to do it, we're not going to do a Not Like Us, and then starting and stopping, gave too much credence and energy to Drake. I'm not exactly sure. I am one to rock hard in a beef. I get that. I respect going hard in a beef, especially in a war of words. I am not fully up to snuff, up to speed on what Drake did, what Drake said that agitated Kendrick Lamar. He clearly has won that beef months ago when he debuted that song at the LA Forum and played it 6 times, and the response and celebration and the video of They Not Like Us, he won that beef. And obviously it was imperative that he sing the song, but it felt like the entire performance was hyped up and even executed and talked about, am I going to sing the song? Am I not going to sing the song? They sue, ba, 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 and he started it and he didn't start it, and Samuel Jackson and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like the fact that he didn't play some of his other bangers, and Kendrick Lamar has some bangers, his biggest banger, in my opinion, in terms of big song is We Gonna Be Aight. That's an anthem. And when you play the Super Bowl, it's not an art piece. And I felt like he treated it like an art piece. And I felt like at the end of the day, as great as Kendrick Lamar is, his music isn't stadium worthy. And I say that with all due respect. It's Coliseum worthy. And not to say he shouldn't and can't and doesn't sell out stadiums, but as far as stadium worthy, or maybe I've never seen him in a stadium, but the fact that he didn't play some of those big bangers like We Gonna Be Aight, and that's such a big song with so much message behind it, I thought it was surprising. I thought it was surprising and disappointing when he did that Man in the Garden verse. He didn't do it to the verse, to the music that came with the song. It's not like an old song where he could freak it. I think he did a freestyle or like a new verse. And like I said, he's sick and he's a true artist, but I think at the Super Bowl, it's not time to be artistic. It's time to blow it out. So obviously, people have been going back and forth on how good it was, how good it wasn't, and the fact that Serena Williams was up there sea walking, and the fact that Serena Williams once dated Drake was just adding insult to injury. And I don't know where you go from here, Drake. I told you last week, Drake, it is time. Come back, man. Come back to your Judaism. You need to do something, because just going on like nothing is happening ain't gonna work. It is not going to work to just ignore the ginormous elephant Lamar in the room. It's not going to work. And unless you have some monster bangers up your sleeve. And even then, people are going to always, we going to be aight you. And it's just, there's just like a little stain. He put a little stain on your career. And like I said, I don't know exactly what happened with the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef. It's, ding, 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 throw in the towel time. Throw in the towel. He needs Duke from Rocky IV, like he screamed when Apollo was getting beaten so badly by Drago. Throw in the damn towel, because it's that time. It is that time. But I'm disappointed he didn't do backseat freestyle. He could have did hold up, drink, dead not. Drink, don't kill my vibe. But I guess it's hard to sing don't kill my vibe when they're going to bleep out don't kill my vibe like we're doing now. Like I'm saying don't kill my vibe. Every time I say B word, you got to bleep it out. There was a whole thing with one of his dancers, and it's come out now because people thought it was somebody who rushed the stage. One of his dancers or performers or one of the cast snuck a Free Pally sign onto the stage and the Congo, and he was, jutting around with the flag, and because he was dressed like them, dressed like the rest of the dancers, security didn't know what to do, and there's been no charges because he was in the cast. What a crazy time to be Jewish. It's an insane time to be Jewish with the Mara Gaza, the Gaza Plaza, the Gaza International Golf Tournament being announced last week, with the 3 hostages coming out looking, that was shocking. That was shocking that these animals would take hostages, know that they're returning hostages, and put them out in public in front of the world like that and not think that there would be any ramifications or backlash for that. They looked very, very sick. It was surprising. And Hamas, not only did they mistreat the hostages, not only are the hostages that have come out talking about the abuse that they suffered, the sexual abuse that they witnessed, the violence that was put on them, the starvation, the physical violence. The whole thing is crazy, but Hamas made one of the hostages who they knew, these pieces of knew that they killed his wife and his kids. They knew that. They did it. They were well aware of that. And they made him in front of the rest of their animals and their society while he was carted out with a gun to his head. There's guns to their heads. Where are they going to go? You think you're showing power? You think that makes you look tough and powerful? You guys are pathetic. You guys are pathetic. The obsession with Jews in Israel is crazy. It's insane. They have machine gun after machine gun after machine gun pointed. And they let this man who they knew they had slaughtered his family. They let him, they told him to say, I can't wait to see my family that they knew they had slaughtered. And people are upset about the idea of Trump taking over the place. It should be taken over. It should be taken over. If it ain't Trump, it should be somebody. It should be taken over. Gaza should be taken over. They cannot run the place themselves because the only thing that they think about is not building a society, a thriving society, a sovereign society, a successful society. The only thing that they think about is eradicating Jews in Israel. So you don't think a place like that should be taken over? Should they continue? Should they continue as is? It should be taken over. Whether or not the United States and Trump pull it off, I don't know. If I was a betting man, I don't know. But I don't see any other solution being brought to the table. I don't see any other idea being brought to the table. And as of the recording of this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, the next phase of the hostage deal isn't happening because the animals are saying that they're not getting enough aid. The animals are saying that this, that, and the third. These are savages. You're lying. You're lying. Everything you do is a lie. You might get away with lying to the people who you keep inside Gaza, who you imprison mentally and physically in Gaza, but the rest of the world knows you're completely full of and you're sick psychopaths with your presentations and your posters and your celebrations and what you think is a formal display of power. When your entire country is ravaged, when each one of you Hamas motherfuckers looks healthier than the next, but you're talking about famine. You come out in your suits with your guns, with your faces covered. You think anybody believes that bullshit? Nobody believes that. I'm just praying that the rest of these hostages somehow, some way get out. It's 76 hostages as of the recording of this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. And as of the recording of this podcast, the next hostage release isn't happening because the animals, the arsonist that perpetrated October 7th say so. Let me know the last time anybody anywhere trusted or believed anything that a arsonist kidnapping ever says. On top of the fact that there's 76 hostages remaining, and on top of the fact that there's 6 American hostages remaining, on top of the fact that up until a few weeks ago, Israel was under attack daily on 7 fronts. On top of all of that, Kanye West, you need to be locked up, straitjacketed. You are a father, Kanye West. You're a horrible, example to your kids. You're a horrible example of somebody with complete disrespect and disdain for themselves. You are an example of a human being. You're an example of a person. The fact that you have kids, the fact that your sperm somehow created kids, and this is how you act again and again and again and again. You hate yourself. I don't know what Pete Davidson did to you. I don't know what kind of Pete Davidson fantasies you have. Pete Davidson broke your soul. He broke you. He snatched. You have not been the same since Pistol Pete Davidson was skeeting in Kim. You're a pile of. You're shot. You're like a punchy fighter or a punchy UFC fighter who's taken too many hits to the head. You're busted. You're punchy. And the fact that you're making music for your daughter and you're going to put out an album for your daughter, the fact that your daughter has to look you in the face, you piece, you're a pile of. You're a horrible father. Your mother would be ashamed of you. I know you didn't have a father. There's so, go to the YMCA, go to the Big Brothers of the United States. Get yourself a mentor. You're a lonely, miserable, motherless mother. You'll be like, oh, you talking about his mom? This guy. You, Kanye West. And this new woman you call your wife, who looks miserable. Everybody around you looks miserable. This new woman looks miserable. She look with those big sloppy cans. Your wife has sloppy cans. And you're walking around, go to the zoo. You hate the Jew. You're jealous of, do you want to be Jewish, Kanye West? Do you want to be Jewish? I can hook you up. You can convert. You got to put the time in. And even though you've said crazy things, the worst things in modern history, not even close publicly about Jews has been said by you. In modern history, the worst. You adore, you're fascinated with, you know what he would have done to your black ass, Kanye West? Do you know what he would have done to your biracial kids, Kanye West? Do you know what he would have done to your ass, Kanye West? Do you have any idea what Adolf would have done to your half black, half white children? And you're selling, as I record this podcast, a single t-shirt with and you call yourself a dad? I hope Kim and the Kardashians make it so your daughter never has to be around you. I hope they take your kids away from you. Everything about you has been tainted. You need to get yourself a Jewish psychotherapist. Go to therapy. Go away. You hate yourself. You hate the Jews. You hate fat people. You hate yourself. Just come out and say, I hate myself. I regret my life. My life is one big pile of regret after regret. I was married to a beautiful woman who loved me. I ruined that. Say that. Say that. You're on some one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Kooky Kanye West. Everything in your life is a mess. Everybody who supports you knows it's a mess. And you're talking about you're going to go help Kodak Black? Everybody who's around you right now is using you for your money. One yay over the cuckoo's nest. One yay over the cuckoo's nest. The worst father of 2025. They got the father of the year and then they got Kanye West. You're an embarrassment. The fact that you were able to give birth to children and your kids have to walk the earth with you putting out this most disgusting, hateful, anti-Semitic bullshit. For a shame. You're a shame. It's a shame that you were able to give birth to kids in the first place. It's a shame. It's a shame that your dirty, polluted, hateful sperm was able to procreate in the first place. You scumbag, you. I'm done. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe, rate, and review. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Take me out here with something real nice. Take me out here with something real loud. But most importantly, take me out of here with something real funky. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm out.
I am Rapaport.